It is Boxing Day here in Winnipeg. And before we start messing around painting these pieces, I still don't have these little parts off of the masking tape. And yeah, it's about 48 hours now they've been stuck on there. What's wrong with me today? Anyway, the plan is I want to see if I can maybe get these off without gouging into the masking tape, you know, the paint and the sticky stuff. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but on this one up here, the top one, you might be able to see the photo etch glinting through. And what happened was there was I noticed there's a little bit of gum from the masking tape when I turned it over, and I tried to brush it off with my finger, and I scraped some of the paint off. And what I should have done was, well, I'll move in a little closer because you can maybe notice that it's right here as well. And if I move in a little closer, I'll show you what I should have done. Okay, I'm noticing there's still a little piece of something right there on this one. Now, I better not use the stick to get it off or I'll make it worse. There's some on this one right there. And there's some on this one right there. And I should have taken the little brush and tried to get it off with the brush. That would have made a lot more sense. Now, I can see where some of it doesn't seem to want to come off, sort of sticking on there. Now, once again, nobody is going to see this. For instance, right there, there's a little... I should have my macro lens on for this. There, I think I got it. Now we can brush it off. Anyway, you get the idea. But the plan is, instead of gouging in from away in the back here and sliding it in, I'm going to see if I can't just drop this down right on the edge and just sort of pick it up and try not to let it slip off. Yeah, I think if I'm more careful, I can do that. Now, where's Tony's tweezers here? Now, ones like these right here, they're 3 times thicker. And I should be able to pick that off without even touching the masking tape. Yeah. This one's stuck on pretty good. There we go. Let's turn it over and see if we see anything stuck on the other side. See if I can carefully turn it over now. Whoops. Okay, I'll get this one. Maybe. Yeah, it seems to be pretty good. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be dropping them. I might be chipping the paint off. You will remember that there were 2 that were slightly smaller than all the rest, and I'm going to keep those separate because Murphy's Law says if I don't, I'm going to accidentally glue them in a place where the big ones are supposed to go, and then the big ones won't fit where these ones are supposed to go. And I do believe they're part of the hook. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Now, do you remember the one that got away on us? I don't want to be filling in that hole because something has to go in there. All I want to do is just touch it up a little bit here on this one side where it got and there's a little bit on the other side too. I'll just turn it over. Now out here on the end where that little peg is, that part of the pulley assembly is going to go there, so I don't think I need to worry about that. It's just that right along here, it's kind of hard for you to see probably, where paint got sort of scraped off a little bit. Now, in all likelihood, nobody's going to notice the difference here. I'm moving it out of your field of view there. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. This is looking out the window where I have my computer where I do my video editing. And about half an hour I looked out and I noticed that I could really notice the rabbit trail. It comes along from where the carrot pile is, between my house and the neighbor's house, and one branches off and goes away around behind, and the other sort of goes underneath his deck. And well, you could really see where it was because the droppings were there. And so I was thinking to myself, oh my, the rabbit sure marked his trail. But that got me to thinking, how much of this marking of trails and stuff like this is scientific analysis, and how much of it is, well, when I was younger, I used to raise dogs. I started doing that when I was about 14, 15, 16, and I made a little bit of money at it, not a lot. I made enough to buy myself an outboard motor. Yeah, I was sure proud of that outboard motor. Anyway, that's another story. So when you feed your dog, if you're smart, as you know, you take it for a walk. Now I'm thinking to myself, the rabbit has been munching away on the carrot pile and now he's hopping home. And I'm just wondering, is he marking his trail, or is it a case of he's just pooping as he's hopping? Now, I don't know. I think maybe the latter is more correct. Anyway, we have a tendency to put human attributes to animals. I remember when I used to go to Kelowna to visit my mom, the BBC, I think it was, had a series on, and they called it Meerkat Manor. And they had given these meerkats names, and they would say the meerkat was doing this because, and we would think to ourselves, really? Or, it's kind of cute, but is it really doing it because of this or that, Yeah. Sometimes you wonder in these nature programs, is it, like I say, is it scientific analysis? Excuse me. Or is it just a case of we are putting human tendencies to animals? Yeah, kind of like you go back far enough and it would thunder, and you would, and the people would say, "Oh, God is angry," or a mountain would erupt, and God is punishing the people. Yeah, I came from a very superstitious background. That's why I think this is so funny now. Anyway, enough about my rabbits. Let's get back to the model here. Now, I just listened to myself there, and I guess what I was trying to say is that we human beings, when we do not understand something, well, we make stuff up. And being as that we can't think like a rabbit, and the rabbit can't communicate with us, we just assume why it does what it does. Well, this was my first idea. And so far it's my only idea. But I'm seeing now that I might have a problem. And that is that once the airbrush starts blowing the air across these wires, it's going to start getting them vibrating or oscillating so that they're going to fall back down onto the cardboard. Then I'll be right back to where I was 2 days ago. Now the only thing I can think of is that if I was to put a little bit of maybe CA thin just right at the joint there, it might not be noticed later, and it would hold it up on the pin. I could try one and just see what it looks like. If it looks like a big blob, that's going to be shown. Now some of these, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to think of something else here. Okay, I just thought of another idea that might actually work a lot better. Yeah, and that would be, what if I was to hold these by one end with something and paint the exposed end, let it dry, and then hold it by that end and paint the end that needs painting. That might work. Now remember, I did not want to touch those with my fingers. Maybe this should be a little bit more towards the edge here. And only stick enough in to hold it. Okay, now the idea is I can spray just this end of it here. I don't know if this is going to work. On these short ones it's going to be kind of hard because I don't want any paint to build up where the masking tape and the photo etch meet. I mean, that's going to be that's the whole idea. We're trying to get away from that, so it'd be very hard to just spray this half of it. And the idea is that after this dries, I should be able to do both sides, and then let it dry, and then turn it around and do the same on the other end. Now, these longer ones, it shouldn't be a problem. Maybe I'll practice on the longer ones, and then by the time I get to the shorter ones, I'll kind of know what I'm doing. Now, how do I set up to spray this so that I can video it at the same time? I might have to do this off camera, because I'm going to have to concentrate 100% on what I'm doing here. Yeah, got to think about it, I guess. I imagine that by now you've guessed we're not going to be spraying today either. Yeah, my nozzle parts are still in airbrush cleaner, and we are nowhere near set up. But here's my thinking. If I was to spray against a white background, I'd be able to see, more or less how much paint had come out, and I could sort of guess at how much, paint was on the photo etch parts here. Yeah. I think that's it for today, folks. I don't know if I'll be working on it this evening or not. It just depends on how I feel. Probably not. So all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.